All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive, fascinating shift in global commerce. Think about Sri Lanka for a second, a nation literally overflowing with rich resources and incredible opportunity. We're talking world-renowned Ceylon tea, highly sought-after spices, top-tier apparel, and some seriously amazing value-added products. The country has absolutely everything it needs to serve the global market. So today, we're exploring how these local treasures are finally finding their way onto the global stage. Get ready, because we're going to look at how a brand new digital bridge is connecting local talent directly to the rest of the world. Now, it's a simple fact. Sri Lanka has products. But behind that simple statement is the immense, daily hard work of countless entrepreneurs, dedicated farmers, and highly skilled manufacturers. We are talking about generations of agricultural expertise, modern processing facilities, and a local workforce that really knows how to produce export-grade quality. The talent is absolutely there, and the raw materials are there. But here is the massive roadblock. Thousands of these talented folks completely lack access. And this is the heart of the problem with traditional trade. You have entrepreneurs who spend years, sometimes decades, perfecting their craft and producing top-notch goods, yet finding international customers remains incredibly, painfully difficult. Information is just scattered to the wind. Trust takes an agonizingly long time to build from scratch. And the end result? Good, solid economic opportunities simply vanish because the right people never manage to cross paths. So you gotta ask yourself, what if there was another way? Posing this question forces us to pivot right away from the frustration of those traditional export hurdles and start envisioning a modern, streamlined solution. Just imagine if you didn't have to rely on chance encounters or endless, disorganized web searches to find a verified supplier. Imagine a system where the friction of global trade is dramatically, fundamentally reduced. Enter LANKA.TRADE. And right off the bat, notice the dynamic feel of this. It is not just another basic website or some static directory from the early 2000s. It's a centralized, living digital ecosystem specifically designed to bridge the gap between Sri Lankan suppliers and global buyers. It's built from the ground up to discover export-ready products, source fresh opportunities, and verify suppliers, all in one single place. When you look at what's actually available, the depth is honestly incredible. We aren't just talking about one or two niche little items here. We're talking Ceylon coffee, Ceylon cinnamon, essential oils, seafood, fresh produce, and beetle products. These are premium, export-ready items, things like cinnamon leaf and bark essential oils. The way it's structured makes it instantly clear to a global buyer exactly what they can source right now. So how does a local supplier actually get in on this? Well, the journey is brilliantly straightforward. Step 1, you register your business. Step 2, your products become fully searchable, making you visible to the entire world. And Step 3, you start connecting with international buyers and growing that vital, absolute must-have component of global trade, trust. It's a very clear, structured pathway, straight from isolation into global integration. Let's zoom in on that very first step, because accessibility is absolutely crucial here. Registration, it literally takes less than a minute. Whether you're a farmer, a manufacturer, an agent, or a trader, you can input your basic details, your company name, your WhatsApp number, and exactly what you supply almost instantly. You don't need a computer science degree to get your business onto the global stage. Just think about the massive contrast for a second. The old way of doing business was, frankly, a total headache. You had suppliers endlessly searching for buyers, buyers frantically searching for suppliers, and everyone wasting time in scattered Facebook groups, relying on messy, disorganized WhatsApp chains, and dealing with massive confusion. The new way? It provides centralized, verified global opportunities. That kind of structure is exactly what makes doing business both efficient and accessible. To really put this into perspective, let's look at the actual live global opportunities happening right now. These are not hypotheticals. Somebody over in Portugal is actively looking for 30,000 men's cotton t-shirts. A buyer in Turkey urgently needs 100 metric tons of feed-grade fish oil. There's real demand from the UAE for black tea powder and roasted coffee beans. This is all about directly connecting local supply with exact, immediate global demand. Now, let's flip this script for a second and look at this from the buyer's perspective. Our source documents pose a really great scenario. Imagine a buyer from Dubai looking for Ceylon coffee. Or think about a company in Bangladesh searching for ginger, a huge importer in the United States looking for spices, or maybe a European manufacturer seeking apparel. Instead of these international buyers spending months just searching blindly in the dark, the connections can happen instantly through this one centralized ecosystem. So what exactly does that international buyer actually see? Well, they get this incredibly detailed product profile that gives them everything they need to know at a single glance. Take premium Ceylon beetle leaves, for example. The buyer sees the exact origin is Karenagala. They see the minimum order quantity, or MOQ, is 10,000 leaves. It clearly states the lead time is 3 to 7 working days, and it even details the packaging information and grade quality. That level of absolute transparency is exactly what international importers demand. And right here, this is where the magic actually happens. This is where browsing turns into a real transaction. Once the buyer reviews that profile, they can instantly request a quotation. Through a super simple form, the buyer specifies their required quantity, their trade terms, the exact certifications they need, like organic, ISO, or fair trade, and they can even specify their exact port of discharge, like Hamburg port in Germany. It takes the friction entirely out of the inquiry process.
Now, the absolute key takeaway here is that global business is built entirely on trust. Trust is literally the currency of the market. Now, obviously, not every single opportunity or inquiry becomes an immediate closed order. That's just the reality of trade. But every single connection creates a new possibility. By being highly visible, responsive, and completely transparent through a structured platform like this, local businesses begin to grow that essential long-term trust with buyers around the world.
But building that kind of trust on a global scale, that requires a massive, totally coordinated effort, because exporting is never just a one-person show. You need a deeply interconnected web. Farmers, manufacturers, processors, packaging companies, freight forwarders, inspection and certification providers, and finally, the buyers themselves. When all these distinct pieces are connected dynamically in one single place, it completely ceases to be just a marketplace. It becomes a true, living ecosystem. Which brings us to this core economic philosophy from our source material today. Ecosystems create sustainable growth. Look, no single company can handle every single aspect of global trade all on their own. You need the logistics, you need the trade consultants, the knowledge, the training, the whole shebang. When an ecosystem is built to support all of these players at once, the opportunities don't just simply add up, they actually multiply. The underlying truth here is pretty simple. The future of trade totally belongs to those who collaborate. The ultimate dream of LANKA.TRADE isn't just to be a cool piece of software. The real goal is to make Sri Lanka globally visible, to help local businesses scale up, to create brand new export opportunities out of thin air, and ultimately to bring a whole lot more economic value right back to the country. It is all about empowering small local businesses to think on a truly global scale. I want to leave you with this one final, really provocative thought from our sources today. The world is looking for products. Are you ready to connect? Sri Lanka absolutely has the products, the raw talent, and the drive. The digital bridge has finally been built. The only real question left is whether you will step onto it and explore the future of trade. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope this structured look at global connection has been as fascinating for you as it was for me. Keep learning and stay curious.